Welcome back everyone to Pineleaf Plays the Rune-keeper, and here I am with Legalos in the guest rooms, and let us see what he has to say.
What can I do for you?
Hail to you, Pinestone! If you did not bring such dire news, I would greet you more heartily, but your tidings are troubling. We of Mirkwood have indeed encountered these creatures before, but it is not something I expected to see again. A tribe of trolls once lived near Dol Guldur, and we who fought them called those creatures wood trolls. Once those were wandering individual creatures, loath to unite or even live near their fellows. At Dol Guldur, however, something caused them to join together. A king was raised among them, and he unified the wood trolls into a terrible force. My father sent many warriors to defeat these wood trolls, and it was done. I believe something has once again united the wood trolls of the Trollshaws, but this place is far from Mirkwood. My father's warriors will not avail us. Alright?
Will you lend me your ear?
We must track the wood trolls to their lair, if we are to cleanse the corruption that scars the Trollshaws. I can take you to them. Their tracks are easily distinguished in the muddy earth, and wood trolls are not known for their subtlety or intelligence. But ask me not in haste. I know that the Nazgul that Master Elrond has lost, and I fear it may have lent some of its strength and power to these creatures, for them to be so bold. We must be watchful. Speak to me when you are ready, and this is a fellowship one that is done with inspiration. And this is the quest where Legalos is
There is an evil power at work.
known for
An ancient evil, a corruption of the very nature of Middle-earth, threatens to spread its
Actually,
vile
maybe
poison
I
throughout
will.
the Trollshaws. This evil must be
I don't
thwarted
even know
before
if
it
I'm
can be brought to bear
capable
against the
of.
hidden veil of Rivendell.
He's all fighting even before I have it. Oh no, I don't even have an alternate tree here. Alright. Normally they wait till you talk to them before they start fighting, but no, not Legalos. He goes off right at the start. Well, obviously I should prepare a secondary trait tree for instances like this. To produce a chance of Legalos getting... Oh, now he wants to talk. Alright. Well, we'll take a little break here while I retreat, and then we'll be back. Alright, I'm back here
Danger
in
is near, friend.
healing stance and see how that helps. I'll slow this down a little bit, which is probably the reason why I wasn't in there in the first place, but yeah, this is going to slow it down maybe too much. Yeah, this may be worse than the primary stance. How's Legolas? Well, Legolas is doing alright so far. Yeah, this is just so slow. But it's probably good for me to experiment and find out for myself. And what's he? What are you doing down there? All right. Well, I think that was a fruitless task then. At least I'm keeping Legalos healed, but this will make this instance take forever. Alright, back to our usual stance. And see if that's any better. You would think that with inspiration I'd have at least some hope of being... Oh, this is really taking a long time. No wonder Legalos is infamous in this. I'm just so used to doing this with someone like a warden. That just grabs them all. And who can grab them all without getting killed. Alright, yeah, he wants a rest. Alright, I guess we'll accept a rest at the moment. Is everybody fine? Alright, let's go. But yeah, let's see whether the strategy of dishing it out or taking it might be better. Now, maybe if you are wanting, if you had a good amount of time on your hands, then maybe the safe route would be better. There we go. Well, I'd like to have this instance done in a single episode. And this troll, we're going to turn him into matchsticks. Oh, for a moment there I thought he was going to go facing a different troll than I was. I said, alright. We'll see. Legalos is notorious for going off in unpredictable directions. Usually when you're in the middle of fighting someone. You think Eladon and Elro here in the Fort of Ruin are bad? I know some people who would say, I was a Legalos fan until I did this quest. Oh. All those nice skills you don't get till later on. Alright. Which I think I think there's still one or two I still need to get. Alright. Let's get this stone down. But anyway, I still have a squishy way of handling my Rune-keeper, it looks like. And I still haven't gotten all those things that you... those class items. Because whenever I check, there aren't any in the auction house, or I guess I should check the auction house again to make sure there haven't been. There weren't the last couple of times I checked the auction house, I should say. There could be some right there in the auction house, and they could be sold before I finish this, but... Now, as for rune sack, if I ever got around to actually leveling up my crafting, I can do it because I am a tailor on this character. I just haven't done any actual tailoring. And the fen crawlers have risen up against us. So without doing the tailoring, then I can, and obviously I haven't made any rifflers either or anything like whatever those other things are called. At least in a few levels, I'll get the legendaries, and I know that some people hate the legendary item system, but at least it's a consistent source of sacks for a Rune-keeper. I no longer have to depend on the auction house in order to get one. Here we go. Alright, down. Where's the... Yeah, more fen crawlers. Yes, you get lots of fen crawlers. Now this was, of course, originally a 6-player instance, and you can still do it that way, considering that they... Oh, he moves just as... Alright, good. So you can still do it that way, but I have a feeling not too many people do this in 6. But I know some people who have trouble with it have been known to grab a friend or something like that in order to run this instance. So I suspect it's done in 2s or 3s much more than it's done in 6. Come now, some beast calls the fen crawlers. We must put an end to this creature if we are to continue following the tracks through Glados. So this sounds like it's a sub-boss that's coming up. Now we haven't gone through Glad because there is, of course, a landscape version of Glados that you can visit. Which is, of course, full of wood trolls. Alright. Yeah, okay, yeah, he is going after that. I just don't want to make sure I don't commit first, because if I fight first, we'll be fighting 2 sets at a time, and I'm not in the mood to do that with this quest, since if you're not careful, Legalos will do something that you're hoping he wouldn't do. Alright. There, because I was pretty sure he was going to go after there for a moment there. It looked like then that he changed his mind. And unfortunately, either he didn't or he saw what I was attacking just before he went off in another direction. Picking off a couple of roots. Now, with the inspiration bonus, it is tough to get yourself killed here, so Legalos is the one you really have to be careful of. see, this is a bit of a long instance, so maybe someday I can find a group that actually wants to do this. As I said, the problem is finding 4 people while you're level 40 and the other 5 people are all at level 40 also, so that it could be a nice balanced instance, is tough. And of course, I'm sure that changes in combat rules and all sorts. In combat rules, class changes and all that stuff, I'm sure has thrown 1 or 2 crinkles of its own into this. I keep wondering why that goes in and out like that. Is that something that happens when you're near Legalos or what? Everything like turns yellow. Now I guess if you have a group of 6 people who are leveling together, you might be able to do it. But a good, nice, balanced pug where everybody is the same level. In other words, I mean, if you're going to do it as a group, it'd be much nicer, I would say, if you have a balanced group around the same level doing it, as opposed to 3 people plus a level 95 doing it. Then it's like, oh, well, why'd you bother doing it as a group then if you're going to have a 95 just rip through it for you? Unless you have a group that just meets together all the time. So you're doing it more for the chat than the experience of the dungeon as a group. But anyway, level 40. I probably should have used Epic Conclusion there instead of my stunner, but that's... I'm still getting off my timing on the Rune-keeper sometimes, as you have noticed in last week's episode. But we are getting through quite a bit here. Still would like to know why the screen turns yellow. Because the hope is at 5 right now. Okay, that's... So I guess it's when I'm not close to Legalos that it turns that. Alright, here we go. Here is the Caller of the Bog. That mini-boss I was talking about earlier. I thought we were a little bit closer than we actually were, but I guess that'll have to do. And he likes to call things to help him. Oh, I guess we gotta go after these things now. And I'm not much in the way of AoEs since I'm barely... That's the other disadvantage of doing... So if you can do it in a group, it was nice, is that then you have at least diversified attacks. Because here, I'm always in... fighting in this stance, in... which isn't very good from the point of view of AoEs. Hey, he knocked me down quite a bit there. Ouch! So you can stand next to Legalos so I can at least get that hope bonus. This is one of those mechanics that I feel is better in a group than solo. I think it's just annoying solo. So even though I said earlier that you'll be hard pressed to get a group for this, a nice balanced group for this, it's one of those instances I don't think really translates well into inspiration mode, at least into a solo. Though I'm sure if you've heard me enough times, I'm not exactly the greatest fan of inspired greatness. But I suppose the other choice would have been nerfing it altogether, and I think it could be interesting in a group. Maybe someday I'll actually be able to do it in a group. But the trail continues. And now, yes, more trash to run into. Yes, this is very definitely designed. Kill lots of mobs. And looks like... I don't know, I think my hunter actually managed to plow through this. Or did I just not skip it with the hunter? The problem is I don't do book 4 all that much. I think one of the reasons is this particular instance. Because if you're not going to finish the book, you don't do it. You know, I don't bother starting it. But yeah, if you're in a group, this is one of those books I think that works much better if you are into groups. Now, I think 5 works a little bit better solo than book 4 did, but you can't do 5 unless you do book 4. Alright, now, hopefully we'll get to the end of this soon. But we got a few more trees and all that type of stuff to get through first. Well, actually, Legalos doesn't seem to be too bad in here, so... I was afraid that he was going to be constantly getting killed in there. Maybe they've either... I don't think they improved the AI any. I would doubt that. But I suspect that... Well, I don't know what I suspect. But he seems to be getting through here alright. Alright, here's the boss fight. Good. And, oh, there's a Nazgul there, too. Tarashka will remember. Then prove your loyalty to the Great Eye. Oh, well, that's the worst Nazgul voice I've ever heard. There's one troll down. But we do still have this guy here. And, oh yeah. Alright. Well, I don't think I have any... Oh. Oh, okay, that's a you can't interrupt it type one. Okay, I didn't need that level. I'm trying to get rid of all these crazy roots. Alright, when he's doing that, he is vulnerable. Or is there a shield? I'm trying to hard tell what that thing is saying. Harn's bark appears to be thicker. Oh, come on. It can't interrupt him? An uninterruptible heal. That is just so... Oh, that time, oh no, he just finished his thing. It wasn't a successful interrupt. Okay. I think I finally interrupted him on something. Whew! Well done! Thank you for your aid. Tukaj's service to Mordor was short indeed, thank goodness.
Dread has passed, but the memory is evil.
The Nazgul vanished from my view, but he did not immediately depart. Legend tells us that that one of the Ringwraiths was an Easterling king who had great skill in tracking and stealth. Only the dread that lay heavily upon my heart told of his presence. That now is gone, but the memory is black. It is good that you defeated Tarkash, for the Nazgul had given some power, which was the rally of the wood trolls. In great numbers, they might have threatened Imladris itself. Individually, they are much less of a threat. We should return. Then Gladoff grows cold and sad. Yes. So that concludes that. Oh.
How can I be of service?
If you are ready to return to Imladris, I will go with you.
Legolas pursued the Nazgul and hindered his plans to ally with the wood trolls. But the Ringwraith escaped. The Nazgul must be found, for he is certainly aware that the One Ring has entered Rivendell, though it is hoped that Elrond's vigil keeps him blind to the secret ways. As long as one of the nine remains abroad, we cannot hope to leave Rivendell, for neither the ring nor the ring-bearer would pass safely beyond the bounds of the Trollshaws.
Right. Alright.
How can I be of service?
We have ended the Nazgul's designs by slaying the wood troll Tarkak, but the escape of so great a servant of the enemy casts a shadow upon my heart, and... Oh! 5 plus 5 hope tokens. Well, nothing else is of use, and...
Stay a moment.
I've bemoaned the loss, and believe me, I will need those hope tokens in the next book. So, I do not think that this is the end of our search for the Nazgul that escaped the waters of the Ruinen. Indeed, we have only seen the beginning of the trouble that he may cause. We must tell Master Elrond what has transpired. A task of great secrecy has been set before some of us at Imladris, and I fear that we have been too long delayed already. Speak with Master Elrond, alright? So therefore, next time we will head back. We will speak to Elrond to start. That will just finish up the book and start the next one. So we'll do our last cleanup areas for our stuff for the Trollshaws, and next time We'll probably be ready to start on the Misty Mountains in the next episode of Pineleaf Plays, the Rune-keeper.